Hey, you're listening to Stop the Scroll, a social media marketing podcast, and I'm your host, Heidi Schmidt. I'm a social media strategist and agency owner with over 15 years of marketing experiences helping businesses grow online. We'll be diving into what you need to know so that you can show up confidently online without the overwhelm. Get your notebook ready to jot down some amazing marketing gems, and let's dive into it. Welcome back to Stop the Scroll. I kind of took a little bit of a longer break than I had intended, but let me tell you, the end of 26 was a complete and utter Schmidt show. And if you know me, Heidi Schmidt is my name. I'm Heidi Schmidt. I am a social media strategist, agency owner, and marketing consultant. And I am your host of this amazing podcast. And here we are halfway through more than halfway through January. And this is our first episode of 2026. And today I wanted to talk about our 2026 resets. And I know I'm a little late to the game with this, and I apologize for that. But it's been on my mind. And I've seen a lot of content about like habits and blah, 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 blah. And I think as business owners, and I was recently at a business retreat and we were talking about like goals and our intentions for the year. So this is very much like top of mind for me. And if your goals in 2026 are less do everything and more do the right things and be more consistent, you're going to love this. You're going to love this because here's the thing. It is my goal this year. And if you know me, if you've been a long time listener, you know that I am running for political office for the first time in my life. This is a lifetime goal of mine. I have always ran because I wanted to make a difference, because I wanted to improve my community. Like, this was my goal. I was a political science major. I am a political nerd. That was supposed to be my career, not marketing. But here we are. So this year, we're shifting a little bit, and we're still obviously offering the done-for-you social media management. However, I'm going to be very, very picky with my clients. And we're leaning more into the consulting and the coaching aspect of it. And I started this shift last year because I was incredibly burnt out. And if you've seen my own social media content the back half of the year, you know like what is going on with this social media agency. They are not marketing themselves because I was at my bandwidth and I was burnt out. And so we're shifting a little bit. We're trying to get consistency and balance are my two words. And also my word of the year, if you're into that, is courage. And I want to share why before we kind of dive into the episode here. So one, it takes courage to run for office, to fight for what you believe in, and to put yourself out there on such a public stage. And it's going to take courage because I am a sensitive Sally, and ADHD in women is high with rejection sensitivity disorder, which I've never been diagnosed, but having gone through the diagnosis process with my son, I am like 99% sure I have undiagnosed ADHD, and rejection sensitivity disorder is a very, very real thing. Meaning that like when you feel like you've done something wrong, or when someone says no to you, or when whatever, it causes high anxiety. So the person with rejection sensitivity disorder, likely not self-diagnosing here, is running for office. So courage is my thing. But also, for those of us business owners, you know that it takes courage to shift your business. It takes courage to be a leader. It takes courage to be assertive and ask for what you need and to set boundaries. So courage is my word of the year. I had to think long and hard because I went back and forth between like consistency and balance and all these things. And I was like, there's no balance in 2026. I'm running for office. This is my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5. What are you talking about? And actually before then, like I was at a networking event this morning at 8:30 in the morning. So today we're talking a little bit about setting some goals and also just like not even goal setting. Like, I mean, we can all set goals. We should all be setting goals throughout the year, but letting go of the I shoulds in our lives. So my 3 anchors that I'm theming 26 around is 1, consistency. In my business, I need to be consistent in clients, in accepting clients that are good clients. I haven't actually had any bad clients. I have loved every single client that I've worked with. Some of them have been better than others, but like each one has either taught me something, left me with something, has become an amazing friend. I truly, truly love all of the businesses that I've worked with. They are incredible business owners. So I am lucky in that sense. But for me, so I want to be consistent, not just in my revenue, all that kind of fun stuff, because obviously I have a team. So I've got to make sure they have a pipeline. So I've got to be consistent in showing up for myself, but also sustainably. And I talk to clients all the time about this. Like, consistency doesn't just mean like posting every day. Consistency for me also means making sure that I'm recording 2 podcasts a month. It means posting 2 to 3 times a week on social media. It means showing up to networking events. It means, all of these things that help me show up consistently, not just for the longevity of my business, because I want it to be around for a while, right? My other anchor is balance. And that is why I have been searching for a new content creator to really lean into delegating. I'm incredibly bad at it, and I need someone to delegate to who is kind of the opposite of me. Like, sometimes I get in my head and I'm not the best communicator. I don't know, but someone who communicates super well, who puts out great quality stuff, like all the things that I deliver to my clients, I want to make sure that I have someone who is kind of my backup to do that without me having to micromanage. And then obviously there's service and leadership, just because I'm not on the board of the Pasadena Business Association this year doesn't mean that I'm not still going to be in the community. I'm going to be in the community all the time. So when your life expands, when we think about our marketing as business owners, we need to simplify it. And we don't need to be in all the places. And, the thing that I like to give business owners permission for when it comes to marketing is really that, we see so much content with you should be focusing on this and visual hooks and blah, blah, blah. And 100% yes. 100% yes. Quality content has those things and hooks and SEO focused social media captions and, it's accessible and it's all of these things. Yes. And it's okay to simplify our strategy. It's okay to say, hey, and I did this last year. I kind of scaled back the podcast a little bit and unintentionally took about a month off from the podcast. The flu really hit our house hard at the end of last year. And I'm still catching up on my Substack. I have a Substack for the campaign. I absolutely love Substack. It's one of my favorite platforms. It reminds me very much of the old LiveJournal days. This is a total sidebar. And I really, really like that. People just feel a little more authentic over there. There's less, I don't know, I don't have to feel like I'm seeing the same week-old content every time I open the damn app. Raise your hand. Seriously, send me a DM if that resonated with you. If every time you open up Instagram or Facebook, you feel like you're seeing the same content over and over and over again, and that by the 5th time you've seen it, it's a week old. Also, I don't know, I just feel like on Instagram, everyone's chasing trends. And there's not actually great content over there. That's a whole other thing. We're talking about goals. We're talking about goal setting. Don't let me get distracted. See, ADHD, whatever. So as far as for me, my balance goals are making sure that I, leave time. So if you don't know me, you know that I am an introvert by nature. We were talking about this at the business retreat that I went on last week with my fellow leading lady ambassadors. And we were talking about something and how a lot of us tend to, at networking events, we tend to gravitate towards the same people. And I just did this morning. I was at a Successful Women in Business event for the Sephora Park Chamber, which is local to me here in Maryland. And I certainly spoke with people that I had met for the first time, but I also spoke more deeply to people that I actually know. And this is the challenge, and it's funny because I was at an event last Friday. It was a fundraiser for a couple of elected officials, and oh my God, it was so crowded and packed, and there were so many people. And I remember saying to a friend of mine and a fellow candidate, and I was like, I don't know who to talk to. Because it's hard when you don't know people. Like, everyone likes to be introduced and all of these fun things. And sometimes there's just not that person to introduce. But so I have balance goals, which is a schedule. Obviously, the schedule is crazy, but like making sure that I'm also making time for recovery. Like, honestly, yesterday, and I don't even know when this is going to go live at this point, but the other day, I literally, we had a joint fundraiser for 3 of us candidates on our Democratic slate. And the day after that, I pretty much stayed in bed all day. I watched The People We Meet on Vacation on Netflix, which I love. Emily Henry, she's one of my favorite authors. And so I loved that I got to watch her movie. And then I watched the first 3 episodes of The Diplomat season 3, which came out in October, which I haven't had any time to dive into that. So like, protect your time as a business owner. Like, what do you need to protect your time? Also, your admin time. Like, holy crap, y'all. Like, I don't remember the last time I had an admin day. I'm really excited because my ambassador mastermind group is going to hold me accountable for my admin days because we're going to do admin days together. Like, find a business bestie. Like, whatever you need. Like, is it content, accountability? Is it someone to hold you accountable for your admin time? Like, find a group that's going to hold you accountable to the things that we need to be doing in our business. It's so funny, and I'm looking through my outline. I tend to so how my process works here, and I've talked a little bit about this process, and that I use ChatGPT, and I try to be very, very sparingly on my ChatGPT use, because I know it's not the best for the environment, and AI is going to kill us all. I kid. Don't quote me on that. But I like to brain dump, and I put my ideas like, hey, Margot, because Margot is the name of my ChatGPT, and I say, I want to do a podcast, and here's what I want to talk about, and yada, yada, yada. And she gives me an outline. And I try to stick to the outline. And it's not always 100% because, like, this episode, like, I'm kind of going in a different direction than I thought I was going to go in, but it's totally fine. It's totally fine. We're talking about 2026 goals, right? We're talking about 2026 goals in terms of marketing, in terms of business, in terms of all of the things. So when it comes to kind of tying it back, and I'm going to tie it back to this balance goals, have those non-negotiable time blocks. I'm going to be non-negotiable in that I'm not going to schedule client meetings on Fridays. And if I can help it, I'm not going to, I have like 2 meetings that I have every other Monday. And those are like non-negotiables. Like, I will not going forward, because today was a little bit of a clusterfuck because I have a couple of interviews, all of the things, but have your non-negotiable like admin time. Leave it. And also, like, your non-negotiable marketing time. Like, have your time to create your own content, right? Here's your permission slip. You don't need to do more this year. You need to do what you can repeat. And if that's, like, posting 3 times a week, if that's posting 1 blog a month, if that's 1 email a month, like, whatever that is, you need to just be able to stay consistent. So Margot came up with this really great quote, and I'm trying not to talk too much about the campaign here, but, she gave me this little soundbite here in her outline. And her outlines aren't perfect, but, like, they kind of keep me a little bit organized. Show up running for office goals. Show up for voters with the same clarity I teach in marketing. Be visible, be consistent, and be trustworthy. I mean, yes. I mean, my real goal for running for office is just to win, right? Let's be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be visible and everywhere so that I can just be visible and be everywhere. I'm running to win, Margot. Oh, AI is so funny. And then I have, let's talk about the habits that we need to have to kind of get these things done, right? Oh, crap. So I used a script to record my podcast, and literally, like, the sun is blinding me. I can't use any of this video to, like, use for sound clips or anything because the sun is just, like, blinding me. So here are some of the habits that I have put into place that I am holding strong with to stay consistent and to accomplish my goals. because I do have goals that I do want to grow my business. Like my goal by the end of this year is to bring on an account manager to kind of project manage, to kind of take on some of the account management stuff. Like that's one of my big goals. Right now, that's all me. So have a weekly planning meeting for yourself. I tend to do that Friday evenings. That way I kind of know like, okay, this is the content that's done for this week. This is what needs to be created on Monday. This is where we are. This is how many emails I have to send, blah, blah, blah. And I've actually found that it really, really helps. And not going to lie, I use AI and I brain dump. I'm like, hey, I need to get XYZ done tomorrow. And here's my meeting schedule. Can you help me time block my day so that I accomplish these 3 big things? It's not perfect, but it helps. And I don't mind it. Figure out what your minimum viable marketing is. And this is where and I talk to a lot of clients about this. I'm like, hey, you need to know your conversion rates. You need to know where your leads are coming from so that you can spend more time on those channels. And yeah, I will probably be doing some sort of lead generation type training at some point this year, probably in the Leading Lady Hub, which is linked. And if you're interested in joining, I do have a code for a free month. If you want it, email me. But you don't need to post every day. And you don't need to create something new every single time. Repetition is just as important in branding as being creative and the high quality stuff. You're allowed to say the same thing more than once. And I say this because every time we put out a piece of social media content, think about how few people in your audience actually see it. I pause there because I want that to stay with you. How many people are actually seeing your content consistently? If you have 1,000 followers, you're maybe going to get 200 people on a post. I have a client who they have 3,500 followers, but most posts, they get static posts especially, which are lower performing, tend to get 400 to 500. That's what, 20% reach? So that's 80% of your audience that hasn't seen your content. So don't think that each time you need to put something out there that you can only put it out there once. It can be shared again. So batch your content, repurpose your content, be intentional. Also, I tell my content creators this all the time, don't just repurpose for the sake of repurposing, repurpose what actually works. And if you have a reel that performed really well, turn it into a carousel next time. Turn the carousel into a reel. When we repurpose things, they don't always need to be the same format. Make sure that when you are doing your marketing, you have one owned channel priority. For me, that's my email list. Commit to a consistent newsletter or email schedule. Consider social media your billboard and emails your home base. Those are people who want to hear from you. I love this idea from Margot. And this is something that I have tried to really focus on, is not scrolling so much. You cannot create clearly when you're consuming constantly. And I feel also when we're consuming so much, we just get stuck in these comparison traps. Guilty. In every hat that I wear as, a parent, as a political candidate, as a business owner, as a social media marketer, you name it, I have probably compared myself and felt that I was inadequate. So I have very much put limits on my scrolling and the news that I take. Check your news diet too. Where are you getting your information from? And then this is something that I like to do for both business and the campaign. Have one visibility move per day. So are you following up with your old leads? Are you DMing people that you'd like to collaborate with? Is there a follow-up that you maybe forgot about? Make the ask, follow up with the people. Remember, people need to see us 7 or 8 times before they actually make a decision to work with us. So do one visibility move. And if not per day, okay, I'm going to do 3 visibility moves. And for me, even on days when, as a candidate, one of the big things is call time. So, dialing for dollars, dialing for donations. if I can't fit in call time, I make sure that I'm like, okay, 5 people that I need to reach out to, whether it is schedule a meeting, someone that I met at an event, like whatever it is, like I try to do 5 of those each day. Because those all compound, like they all kind of follow up and become this big thing. So like when we're business owners, like, okay, who do you need to follow up with? Who have you met recently? Hey, I really enjoyed our conversation. Like make the asks. So pick your habits. I have like 4 minutes to wrap this up here. So as far as us as business owners, pick your goals. Maybe pick a theme. What's your theme of the year? What's your goals? Pick the habits that make that goal inevitable. I mean, if you want to 2x your business, like, okay, well, maybe you need to focus on networking events and follow-ups. Don't rely on Instagram to 2x your business, okay? It's a rented space. Instagram could go away tomorrow. Just putting that out there. Figure out what your minimum is. Like, even on your busiest week, what's your minimum? As business owners, we're not behind because where we might be someone else's starting zone, or they might be so far ahead that they're in a different level, different race than us. So we can't compare ourselves to anyone. We're not behind. We are imperfect humans, and we are all juggling a lot. A lot. I made the goal with my family. I was like, you know what? Even on our busiest weeks, and things are going to get really busy, especially come October, I want 1 family dinner per week. And my son has like a lot of activities. So like he does tutoring 2 days a week. Come the spring, he'll probably be in soccer 2 days a week. He has Boy Scouts, but 1 family dinner each week. That's also ideally device free. So as far as our marketing, remember, burnout doesn't make us successful. It just makes us harder to find. Guilty. Ask me how many times I've posted since like October. I can probably count it on one hand. But when you honor your capacity, like we all need a pipeline. So build your pipeline. And balance is, according to Margot, balance is a marketing strategy because burnout is expensive. And truer words could not be spoken. Like, holy crap, AI, like you're in my brain. Burnout is expensive. Like when you lose clients, but you don't have a pipeline because you haven't had the bandwidth to put yourself out there, like that's expensive. It's expensive to find new clients. So keep the ones you have. So if nothing else, think about your 2026 and set goals or intentions or your word of the year with something that you can actually live with. Remember, bandwidth and boundaries are not character flaws. It's data. Like, it's all data. Build your marketing plan around it. Like, if you know how many hours you spend on XYZ in your business and you know that you need to spend ABC hours on marketing, like, plan for that, man. I would love to know what your 2026 theme is. What's the habits that you're committing to? And if you are interested in simplifying your marketing, I have 4-month consulting options available. I am accepting a couple of clients for this spring. I have a big trip that I'm going on in March, but I am still accepting clients before then. And we work together every other week and we talk about your marketing goals and your marketing plans and we do audits and we do all these things to kind of help you get out of that funk where you feel like you're not marketing your business at all, or if you need ideas for social media, they're really custom to the client that I'm working with. So if you're interested in that, as always, I do have 90-minute strategy sessions to kind of help you get some clarity to your marketing. And we may be accepting 1 or 2 done for you clients come February. So if you're interested in any of these, I'm going to put the link to schedule a call in my show notes. And until next time, connect with me on Instagram at Heidi Schmidt Creative. Visit our websites to follow along with the podcast. If you love the podcast, I would love to hear it. Please leave a review, subscribe. More subscribers, more reviews help us find more listeners, which I always love. And until next time, go forth and create amazing content that stops the scroll.